Mustard details stories behind GNX, Grammy nods, and what happens after Kendrick Lamar screams your name. Exclusive. Mustard was visiting his local Walmart in Los Angeles, shopping for toys for his neighborhood around the holidays, when he heard someone yell his name at checkout. It likely wasn't the first time, and it certainly wasn't the last, but three girls standing somewhere behind him screamed a line popularized by Kendrick Lamar on his latest album, GNX. MUSTAAAARRRDDDD. Mustard, the veteran West Coast producer up for a few of the biggest trophies at the 67th Grammy Awards in February, tells people that since the release of Lamar's surprise sixth studio album on November 22nd, track, TV Off, has prompted fans to yell his name a little more than usual. It kind of caught me off guard, so I'm looking, what the F? But I had to remember OS. Mustard, real name Dijon McFarlane, laughs about his department store encounter. I hear it randomly if I go to the mall. I went to the mall for Christmas shopping and the guy was just like MUSTAAAARRRDDDD. I haven't been nowhere yet to hear it, but I have heard it. After the year Mustard has had, he, and the industry as a whole, should be getting used to hearing his name some more, especially at the Grammys. On February 5th, Mustard and his production work are up for a handful of awards at the 2025 ceremony, largely thanks to Lamar's May 2024 anthem, Not Like Us, a track that also credits producers Sean Momberger and Soundwave. The song is up for Record of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Rap Song, Best Rap Performance, and Best Music Video. Mustard, whose charting hits also include Tyga's Rack City, Tinashe's 2 On, and Rihanna's Needed Me, is also a solo nominee in the Producer of the Year, non-classical category. The recognition comes 6 years after he first took home a Grammy for Best R&B Song in 2019 for LMI's Boot Up. Not Like Us, however, came as a surprise to Mustard. In the midst of Lamar's public exchange of diss tracks with Drake this past spring, Lamar dropped Not Like Us on May 4th, using a beat that Mustard sent him to craft the perfect West Coast anthem, without Mustard even knowing what was to come. Since then, the song spent multiple weeks atop the Billboard Hot 100. Lamar was announced as the headliner for the Super Bowl 59 halftime show, and he and Mustard have continued to foster a musical partnership that's extended to 2 songs off GNX, Hey Now, and Name Wailing, TV Off. I just feel like all this I got to attribute to God, Mustard says. I've won a Grammy with Ella. I've been nominated for Grammys. I've had years of runs and I would think, maybe I'll get a nomination here or there. So for this to come right now it's just like okay. It's just time, man. Everything happens for a reason. Ahead of the Grammys, Mustard caught up with people about the stories behind his production on Lamar's GNX, the impact of Not Like Us, his latest album Faith of a Mustard Seed, and what this past year meant for his legacy behind the boards. This interview was conducted on January 8th, shortly after the Palisades fire's initial eruption on January 7th. Click here to learn more about how to help the victims of the LA fires. Where were you and what was your reaction when you got the news of these nominations? So I was actually in my condo with my newborn and my girl. Mustard and his girlfriend Brittany Stroud welcomed a daughter in July 2024. We were watching the nominations on TV and I don't know why, but all I was hoping is that Not Like Us had got nominated for a Grammy. That was my expectation. As long as I get one nomination for Not Like Us, I'll be happy. So they started running down a list of the nominees and stuff, and then they said, Producer of the Year. And nothing clicked in my head to be like, would I even get nominated for that? And when they started listing the names and they said my name, I was just like, what the F? And I just started running around the house and it was like, I couldn't believe it. It was just like, huh? I wasn't even thinking about Producer of the Year. That was so far out of my thought process when it came to it. I wasn't thinking about it. It was really crazy. Even as someone who's been making music for several years, you still have these pinch me moments? I have no idea what's actually going on. I only attribute it to God, and because nobody could have told me 2 years ago or a year ago that me and Kendrick would have the biggest song together, because I was trying to get him on my album. He was supposed to be on the song Ghetto with Young Thug and Lil Durk, and we didn't end up doing it, but it was like nobody would have ever been able to tell me, "Yeah, you and Kendrick are going to have a crazy song. You're going to have another 2 songs that come out after." I would have never believed no S like that. Like you said, Boot Up won 6 years ago. It's been 5 years since Ballin' was nominated. In that time, you made Faith of a Mustard Seed. What was the biggest thing you learned about yourself during that period in between making the record? To not be so hard on myself, and just show up for myself every day. Go to the studio every day. Make sure you're doing something every day. I think if anything this has taught me, sending Kendrick 5 beats a day, to make sure you go to the studio and do at least 3 beats a day. At least. I need to at least do 3 beats a day just so you can send it to Kendrick. That's been in my regimen since. Even before. Not Like Us. I was just sending beats over and over, not even knowing that a Not Like Us would even come from it. Faith of a Mustard Seed was a name given to the album from late rapper Nipsey Hussle. How often, knowing what you were naming this album, did he come to mind during that creative process? It was like a lot of questions that came from, "Okay, what would Nip do?" Nip would tell me, "Man, you the producer, man." I got video of him telling me like, "Man, whatever you tell me to do, bro, I'm going to do, so you just tell me, you know what's best." And it's like a lot of that came to me thinking back. Okay, what would Nip do here if you were making a conceptual album? And then even when I had to rap on Pray For Me, it was just like, I guess in the back of my head, Nip would say some real S. He wouldn't say no gimmicky S. He wouldn't say nothing that's not true to who he really was. And I had to be true to who I was and really double down on who I am and go for it, and not be scared. When you're scared of stuff, it's like when you go to school for your first day and you've never gone to school before. You just petrified. When you're having a kid, you're petrified. But it's always a beautiful outcome. So I think just having the courage and having the faith to do the rap song or just the album in general is what I got from thinking about Nip. Not Like Us is 5 times nominated. As you were making that beat, did it cross your mind to use it for something else? Or did it always feel like it needed to live with Kendrick? You know what? I don't actually send anybody beats that I send him. So whatever I've sent him, nobody else has them. So I don't think that ever crossed my mind like, should I have sent this to somebody else? No, I don't think I've ever sent any beats that I've done for him to anyone else. That's never crossed my mind.